You don't have to learn to trade alone. Welcome to the Trading Lifestyle Podcast, where we interview professional currency traders and industry experts who can help you improve your trading and your life. And now, your host, Hugh Kimura.
Before we get started, remember that trading is risky and you could lose all of your investment. This podcast is for educational purposes only and is not trading, tax, or investment advice of any kind. Past performance does not guarantee future results. So what's your favorite Forex-related trading story?
Well, I guess the one that comes to mind is this year. I mean, earlier this year with the Swiss franc. I mean, that's the one that stands out. It's the one that's the most recent. I actually had a position in January when we all know the Euro Swiss was trading just above 120 for several years, and the SNB had basically said that they weren't going to let Euro Swiss fall below the 120 level, and so they were committed to that, and they were firmly committed to that. And all of a sudden, one day in January, they decided to not be so committed to that, and it rocked the industry. I had actually a position on. I was long Euro Swiss at the time, so I was long Euro Swiss at about 120.12, so just over the figure. The market wasn't really doing much for days, and it was just 12 points over the figure. And so what I did was I put a long position on, and for the only time I've ever done this, and specifically for this, I sent out a strategy report to my clients, just explaining to them that for this one instance, when I was going to put my stop loss, it was going to be above the figure, not below. So I was long 120.12 about, I can't remember the exact number, but somewhere around there, and I put a stop loss above 120. Normally, when you're trading a long position like that, you put the stop loss below the figure because you don't want to have it above the psychological barrier. And so I put it above specifically because I knew that if that level was taken out, it was going to be a disaster. Now, nobody was thinking 40% move in 5 minutes, but I thank God I was taken out just over 120. I have to credit my liquidity provider and the broker I was working with, it was quite a day, and that's one that stands out, and I feel sick every time I think about the damage that was done on that day. There was a lot of interesting things going on in the market at that time, and since then I do not take any exposure over the weekend. I just can't stomach the idea of anything happening all through the Greece crisis. All those weekends where that was nothing compared, but there was all that weekend risk. I just was very happy to go into the weekend without any exposure.
Yeah. No, that's a great lesson for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to the Trading Lifestyle Podcast. To listen to all of the other episodes and get free access to Forex trading tools, tutorials, and resources, visit tradingheroes.com.